Well, hello everybody. Taking a break from my last days here in the trailer, getting it ready to go. Um, so I want to address Kelly Temple. Excellent comments, excellent research, but it's not just for Kelly. It's for a lot of Canadians, Americans especially. Russia should hear this. China should hear this. It's world analysis. It's real political science on the world stage. And, Canadians, a lot of people are sitting there jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, look what Putin's doing. Look what's happening. Everybody, constantly, 24 hours a day, RT News, Russia's state news. I know the editor and chief there, Brian McDonald, pretty good fella. I don't mind him at all. Always gives me access to great intel of what's happening from the Russia perspective. Now, people can say, oh, they're going to do propaganda. It's videos, literally, everybody, of every major city in Ukraine. They got cameras set up to show you. As for NATO, and Kelly, this is for you and everybody. I'm not a military expert. I did do Canada's challenge years ago. I did cadets all the way through, and I did do the Cold Lake Airborne Challenge. I did that. That's pretty hardcore. I did that in Cold Lake, Alberta. That's as far as I went in any kind of military career. I had dreams of being a fighter pilot when I was young, but it never materialized. I never went through with it, but I did do airborne. So that's the extent of my military expertise. I learn enough to know how it should work for a country and getting that established properly. As for world stage and military tactician things you do, not the guy, not going to ever be the guy. I'm in the political side. But that being said, what's Russia showing the whole world constantly live on RT News? All the cities. NATO talking about we're going to give Ukraine air support. Russia's not going to be bombing anything in Ukraine outside of key military facilities. That's what I can clearly tell you. Everybody taking Chernobyl. Why would you take Chernobyl? Because you can't occupy cities. They're not going to be bombing anybody. They're going to demilitarize Ukraine. They're going to take the separatist regions Russian parliament has granted independence to. They're one of the P5. They have veto. They have veto over the ICC, International Criminal Court. That's how it works. The bosses, all five of them together or individually, can veto anything on each other. That's how it works. We voted that as a whole world. Regardless of NATO, NATO is not the defining role of the world here. And then this brings me into the work I'm doing on what really is the NWO. Is the UN compromised? Sure it is. There's different areas of compromising issues, but the largest one right now clearly is the Commonwealth of countries. It's clear with the Commonwealth Charter, it's the power vested in the royal family over all those countries' directions in international law. Is USA hijacked by this? Sure, it's a war, a $13 trillion war against the United States of America and everything it represents. Sorry to burst the bubble here, but it's pretty clear when you start going through all the world evidence. When you look at the corruption of the UN, non-binding laws getting bound into countries, especially one Canada, who seems to be world leader in these things, it's because Justin Trudeau wants his crown. It's the same for coming on Pierre Poilievre. It was the same for Harper. It's been the same for every Liberal and Conservative Prime Minister since 1952. They want this crown power. They stole the crown power. The royal family says, we'll keep our mouth shut. We won't say a word to the rest of the allies, the P5, meaning USA, who can't tolerate that, Russia, who can't tolerate that, and China, by nature, design, and everything they have to do with UK in all their history, as well as all the other colonial countries of the pre-UN. When they understand it, they want nothing to do with it. They hate those players. Russia and China coming together, well, I guess. Everybody, they have no choice. Evil workings in the world have led them there. It's not new. It's very, very old. It goes back to the Opium Wars. Russia, a massive history of imperialism, not colonialism. They never got into the League till much later, nearly at the end. USA never joined, but they got into the war. Russia and USA needed concrete promises. Concrete promises of an end of any of the League of Nations, end of empires, end of all of it. Those countries cemented nationalism, boundaries. It goes on and on. What's happening in Ukraine is a creation led largely by the royal family. And it's sad that there have been presidents who've been corrupted by the crown, which is a complete violation of the highest law of the land in the United States of America. It's illegal. But executive power is not covered in the Constitution in enough defining detail to limit presidents. There are ways going around that, and presidents do it. Whether it's in gross violation of we, the people of the United States of America, and everything the people believe in. The people know it's wrong. You see this deep divide in America. There's still lunatic narratives largely coming from the Commonwealth of Nations. A targeted silent war. A misinformation, disinformation campaign to keep people dumbed down. They don't care radical left. They don't care radical right. They pay the money to see these cockamamie things materialize, especially in the United States of America. It's divided Americans. Make them look crazy, make them look inept, keep people deeply divided. The country can't function properly while the NWO grows and grows and grows. The first line of defense is USA, highly compromised. Russia is too. Russia and USA have a hard time dealing with the crown. It's so utterly removed from their societies at large, it's hard to go back 250 years. Or for Russia, it's hard to go back almost 100 years. It's hard. It's hard. They've developed in many different ways now, completely abolishing that, and they thought the world had abolished that, but it hasn't. It's only grown and resurged stronger and stronger. Russia's not going to be bombing the hell out of Ukraine. They're demilitarizing it. They're running these videos for you on RT News to show you 24/7 the daily coverage of all the major cities, including the separatist regions, including Kiev. They're all over the place, Russia. They always are. They're all over the world. They're a P5 member. They're not weak. They're not useless. They're the second most powerful nation in the world, and arguably could be the most powerful. Depends on how much destruction you are willing to do. Russia doesn't do that. USA doesn't do that. They have the power to destroy this world, each of them on their own, many, many times over, annihilating the entire human race. Do you see that happening? Do you see Russia killing and bombing the streets, destroying civilians in Ukraine? No. And they're not going to take over Ukraine, everybody. They know what they're doing. It's very strategic. It's to recognize the independent states of Ukraine now. That are now going to be republics. That's what Russia has said. They're using their P5 power, and there's nothing the Allies can do about it. Now are the Allies trying to promote and get everybody worked up with misinformation, disinformation out west to get us at a heightened level? Oh, help Ukraine do this, do that. It's wrong. It was wrong for the convoy, as Justin Trudeau said. It's wrong for Justin Trudeau now to go send money out. He's doing exactly what the convoy organizers did, and he's doing it to Ukraine, including taking seized weapons from legal gun owners in Canada. Your property, you had them locked away. They weren't full automatic assault rifles. He took them all from you, converted them to full automatics, and put them in the hands of civilians in Ukraine, including everybody, children under the age of 15, a gross human rights violation. Justin Trudeau should be in international court right now. The man should be charged. It was a gross violation. This by the New York Times, not Russia, New York Times. Oh, let's just forget about it. Everybody ignore it. Oh, I didn't see that. Wake up, people. You want to talk about Joseph Stalin and forcing troops? You will shoot or we will shoot you. Pick up the rifle of the dead soldier in front of you and go shoot. In Ukraine right now, by order of President Zelensky in emergency measures, all 18 to 60-year-old Ukrainians, which they don't recognize Donbass or Luhansk, must stay in the country, can't leave or become refugees with their women and children. Their women and children are left alone. All the men are forbidden from leaving, and they must pick up arms against Russians. The men. Mandated. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like a normal law? When you have a country half split with Russian speakers, half split with Ukrainian speakers. What Canadians, Americans, and everyone's being told from the UK royal family narrative, orchestrated propaganda through the Commonwealth, again, to manipulate. They've bought off the American media. Canadian media just regurgitates it. We are in worse shape than anywhere else in the world than we've ever been since World War II. Out west, ignorant, foolish, lied to constantly, and we absorb it, just like we absorb the news on Ukraine. But yet you can watch the news. There are no major bombings. NATO providing air support. Russia isn't going to come in with planes and bomb the cities. Why would they murder civilians? They're there to demilitarize Ukraine and set up independent republics called Donetsk and Luhansk. And there are more majority-speaking Russian separatist communities. Look at the maps, folks. This isn't new news. It's been going on for many, many years, and NATO just keeps coming forward. Oh, no. We're going to have a foreign policy of Unitarianism. Hello, America. You're dead against Unitarianism. You don't believe in that. You don't go out into the world and establish unitary forms of government. You don't rip apart countries' federalism. And if you look at the history of Ukraine, even though it's been up here, it's been down there, it's been over here, now it's down here on the Black Sea. Where's Ukraine? Where's his historical roots? How do you change borders and territories like this in thousands of mile radius? How do you do that? How do you move all over the place? How can a country continually move? Pack up and, oh, now we're down here. Oh, now we're up here. Oh, we were over here. Can you imagine? Canada's in South America 500 years ago. Well, that's the country of Canada. Then it's the country which is Mexico now. Oh, no, that's Canada. Oh, then it's USA, a portion of USA. Oh, we're Canada. Oh, now we're Canada in the northern half over the 49th parallel. Oh, besides a little bit of the Great Lakes over there for upper and lower Canada. People, this is cockamamie. It's ludicrous. It was created by a corrupt president, George H. Bush, that said, fuck we the people of America, fuck the Constitution of America. I have executive power. I'm going to utilize it. I'm going to give Russia a swift kick between the legs as hard as I can, now that they're down on their ground, wounded with the fall of communism. I'm going to kick them as many times as hard as I can because I am the President of America. I have defining executive power. I'm going to betray the entire United States of America. I'm going to impose a unitary system of government on a huge amount of people. I don't care how many refugees, how many people are abused. I don't care that there are zero human rights. I'm not going to ensure any of it. I'm going to be the opposite of American. I'm going to be anti-American, and I'm going to go out on the world stage. That's what George H. Bush did. That's what he did, everybody. This isn't fiction. It's fact. It's fact. And then it's been good for many years. Nobody's really manipulated that as far as presidents go. There's been negotiations. Russia was given the P5 power. Voted unanimously, including the United States of America, everybody. It can never be undone. Unless you want the world to be undone. And America knows this. So, normal presidents come forward, Russia comes forward, picking up the pieces. Nobody knew what was going to come from the fall of the Soviet Union. Russia comes up brilliantly. They're doing much better. They all voted unanimously in referendum, recognized, abolish communism. All 84 regions of Russia did that. Other states got their individual recognition. Everything's good. However, there's deep problems with Ukraine and what George H. Bush did there, which was wrong. You didn't have any consensus. It wasn't done legally. And in fact, it was done against the fundamental principles that of which is the United States of America. Media says nothing about it. It's kept all silent. Zip a lip. Here comes Joe Biden on the opposite spectrum, who's desperate to win presidency as he faces losing absolutely in midterm. So how does he do that? Well, I want to pick up George H. Bush's executive power. I want to join the crown, the royal family, against everything that is American. I'm going to follow corrupt George H. Bush, and I am going to beat the shit out of Russia because Americans gravitate to war. Their institution is set that way. And if you feed them a big lie in the media, the paid media, corrupted by the crown, absolutely. Canada's dirty, the third largest contributor to this in the United States of America. If you don't believe me, look at the writers writing for all the major American media outlets propagating. They're all Canadian. Who's paying for that? Justin Trudeau. Before him, it was Stephen Harper. This war has been going on for a long time, folks. It's absolutely against everything that is American. Everything that makes an American American, it's against that. It was destroyed, decolonized a long time ago, but Americans are blind to it. Russians, all former Soviet Union, are blind to it. Because they've had it removed for an entirely long time. They thought they were successful in World War II, but they were not. They didn't finish the job. They've been crafted to go at each other in the Cold War. And now Joe Biden wishes to re-implement that. After dividing a territory that has never been Ukrainian until 1991, folks. It's not historical country of Ukraine. Sorry, not in any major, long, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Not even close to anywhere near their territory. So why was it implemented in 1991? To cause what's happening today. And you know who the big winners are? The UK royal family and France. To relive all their aspirations to rebuild the age of empires. Russia can fight with China against USA. Decimate all three of them economically. And it is the powerhouse of the United Kingdom and France and the rest of the former colonials who come in as absolutely, once again, the League of Nations. Now they'll tell you it's the UN. Oh no, it's just a new UN, an NWO UN, Green New Deal, right radical crazy all over the place. And you, the people, are the big losers, starting with none other than the United States of America. That will be the United State of America, because they'll be the first on the chopping block to become unitary, meaning no more 50 states. You'll be ruled by the most populous cities. They will vote everything through. Biden's already tried to destroy the filibuster. He's already tried to destroy Senate democracy. He doesn't even want the equality of states. Americans, what makes you great is your 50 states. It's much bigger than the United States of America itself. It's what built the United States of America, because it's first. You're first. It's sad where everybody's gone. It's sad that so many academics are literally afraid. I get it, lots to lose. Lots to lose for so many if they speak up. Lose your tenure, lose your careers. I get it. These are fearful times. I don't suffer from fear. I will always give all the people who seek it the truth, even if it costs me my life. Because what's a life worth living if you're going to live a lie? Thanks, that's my video. Get it shared out. Watch and learn. Russia has this mastered. They know what they're doing. Learn your history books, folks. There isn't going to be any World War III. They're propagating the UK royal family, and those of all the former colonials want it. They want it. They want USA, China, and Russia to destroy each other. Economically, fundamentally, and absolutely. And then they will come in and re-implement the dark world we had all gravitated to. That so many, the highest death rates in the entire world, the fight for freedom, World War II, died to bring you all real, true freedom, your UN states today, your sovereignty. Is it available to everybody? No. There's still a monumental amount of work. The P5 are not done. They're compromised. The world's compromised. They need to band together and get the job done. USA has to wake up. Joe Biden's got to go. There needs to be constitutional amendment in the United States of executive power of president, because we can't have populist, crazy presidents running in not uniform with the Constitution and fundamental beliefs of the American people. Because if the American people knew what USA had done and is doing right now in the world, they wouldn't be happy, because that is not American. It's the opposite of American. And that's bad. That's bad when a foreign policy of a president can usurp everything that makes America great. That's the truth. And America Great was not created by Donald Trump. It was built by the American people in 1920s. They did it. Post-World War I, they said enough's enough. America goes forward this way upon the world stage. And now we have presidents breaching that in their foreign policy, using the power of executive to undermine SCOTUS, to undermine the Constitution of America and the beliefs of America is great, free, and should be a platform for everybody. Real democracy. But that's not the world, and that's not what America's doing right now under President Joe Biden. It's sick, depraved, it's gross. Sponsored, third largest financer, Justin Trudeau. It was Harper before him, so don't even try to say it's just Trudeau. They're all corrupt and greasy. Your government's evil. It's one of the largest leaders of the NWO. When you look at per person per capita, how small our population, they are the leaders. They are the leaders. It's sick, it's gross. All in the name of the royal family. Prince Charles loves it. He can't wait to have the crown on his head. He's counting the minutes before Queen Elizabeth falls so he can enact a super crazy radicalism. And they're just biding their time in a silent war. Funds heavily aimed at destroying America, getting Russia and China together to fight the states. Energy poverty is absolutely their narrative. Slavery, serfdom, class 1, 2, and 3, just like the current Canada model and others, they want that blanketed across the world. It works tremendously well. They can beat the shit out of the people at will, murder, rape, dehumanize them anytime they want. Just look at the history entirely of the first people in Canada. Alive and well today, not going anywhere. They want this. Black Lives Matter, you don't want a world of that system. You don't. You don't. That's my video. Share, share, share. Get it out there, folks. It's important. See the other side of this. And just keep watching RT News. Live video. Watch the news. Where's the big casualty list? It's all targeted. It's all for demilitarization, and they're going to free that Russian-speaking peoples historically. Look at Ukraine and its historical borders. How does a country move all over the place? I've never seen it. Have you? Well, you are. You're seeing it in Ukraine. And you can thank, again, George H. Bush, the corruption of a presidency, and now one dirty Joe Biden. Evil, evil, evil. Totally against everything that makes Americans American, starting with the Constitution of the United States of America. Read it. Learn America Great. It wasn't Donald Trump. It was created in the 20s. Learn the truth. Learn what America did for the American Indian, starting in the 20s, the last American Indian War, following America is Great. Look at the policy. Look what happened for the American Indians. Look at the history of the American Indians all the way up to including one Richard Nixon. Shadowed, hidden, largely repressed because the New World Order, that crown, doesn't want Americans to ever look at Richard Nixon as it really is, what was really important. 1975, what Ford brought forward after Watergate. Richard Nixon screwed up. It wasn't communism that was the problem. It was the crown. He got too close. He was close. He almost had it. But it would have meant an end to the Cold War that Joe Biden wishes to bring back alive so that the crown can flourish. Keep going. Something dead against America. Dead against. America has abolished this, doesn't want it to come back. It's a violation of the Constitution, the highest law of the land. But yet, the executive power of presidents are doing this work behind all your backs, in closed door setting, under customary law of said crown. It's sick, depraved, and lunatic. I know.